Greetings, fellow captains. I bet you've been in a situation when you're all alone on a damaged ship against enemies with full HP, the last hope of your team. And they say that hope is a hard habit to break. For our hero, Axel Ram from the RU server, sailing on Großer Kurfürst, the beginning of the battle was quite routine. The first salvo, and first blood. Nothing special. By the way, have you noticed how beautiful our game is in calm weather and from a bird's eye view? Okay, there's no time to admire the scenery. An enemy Montana is asking for an artillery duel. I wonder why they've exposed their side. Is it to arouse our interest, or to carry out some cunning plan? But then it all got too serious to hesitate. An almost Shakespearean dilemma: to dodge or to fire. On the one hand, it would be a shame not to unleash all this firepower on the exposed side of the enemy battleship. But on the other hand, a spread of torpedoes came out of nowhere. Greed prevailed. Salvo! And the American guessed 58,000 HP goodbye. However, our hero paid the same amount of HP for this splendid salvo. It's okay. Even losing half of your HP is no reason to fall into despair for a battleship, especially considering the fact that Montana became our hero's second frag. Having lost control point C, the enemy team managed to succeed in all other parts of the map. We're lagging behind them by almost 200 points. The enemy, Fletcher and Baltimore, cleverly working together, have already sunk an allied Montana, and are going to play the same trick with our hero. The destroyer has set up a smokescreen, and the cruiser has shown itself for a moment, trying to lure Kurfürst into a trap. What they haven't thought about is that German battleships are equipped with hydroacoustic search for such occasions. Our hero carefully approaches the smoke, and at the same time sends another enemy destroyer to the port, the same one that ruined the mood at the beginning of the battle with its torpedoes. Hydroacoustics discover Fletcher inside the smoke. Salvo! The fourth frag. Baltimore is next. Understanding the hopelessness of its situation, the cruiser decides to go ramming. A salvo from the bow turrets robs it of 10,000 HP, but it's still rushing at our battleship like a raging bull at a torero. 1.5 kilometers, turning. The aft turrets and formidable German secondary armament prove once more that Kurfürst is not to be trifled with at close range. The score is even by ships, and all 3 control points are ours. Our hero decided to switch flank, and this small 2-minute promenade had catastrophic results. I can't really explain how it happened that our heroes suddenly found themselves alone against 3 enemies with full HP. No one would bet on them now. Well, no one apart from our producer, maybe. So, who's first? North Carolina? It's cautious. That's okay, though. Let's put the second armament priority on it. Let it sweat. Yamato has hit us for 8,000 HP. Not good. At least Moskva isn't here to make it worse. Carolina? It's exposed. Salvo. Too early. At least the secondary armament hit counter doesn't stop. Yamato fires and misses. A salvo at Carolina. 16,000 HP. The aft turrets. Another 8,000. Carolina snarls back for 15,000. Let's finish it off with the aft turrets. Goodbye, Carolina. And hello, high caliber. But it's difficult to appreciate awards when an almost intact Yamato is in front of you. Our hero pretends to go ramming and Yamato slows down. However, Kurfürst keeping its perfect Nordic composure, changes course at the last moment and unleashes a full broadside at the Japanese at point-blank range. First with bow turrets for 47,000 damage, then the aft turrets, 37,000. 5 citadel hits. That's what I call a devastating strike. And you doubted our Kurfürst. But the deck is on fire, and, as luck would have it, everything is on cooldown. HP is diminishing quickly. 12,000, 10, 7, 6. Damage control party's ready. Gosh! But Moskva can still destroy us with a couple of salvos. And there she is. Sideways. Salvo. Yes! Victory. Well, that ended sooner than I expected. Eight sunk ships, 297,000 damage, and 3,000 base XP, which turned into 22,000 with all the modifications. And don't forget about the 7 well-deserved rewards. But numbers aren't everything. The main thing is that our hero proved that if you set up your ship correctly, keep your composure and self-reliance, you can win, even in such difficult conditions. And if you can overcome the odds, send me your replay.